We've been having a great week traveling around the state of Iowa talking about retirement security issues. And in 24 hours, I went 381 miles. But the reason why we've been having these roundtables is to talk about how important retirement security is to Iowans and the stark differences between me and my opponent on what we need to do to live up to the promises we've made to Americans to strengthen and preserve those programs, not only for current beneficiaries, but for people who are going to depend on them in the future. And I came here today to hear your stories about how your lives are impacted by Social Security and Medicare. The people you know, the people you work with, the people you live with, and what you think about these issues, which I think are going to be one of the most important issues in this election.
When I retired, I didn't know if my husband and I were going to be able to retire because we didn't have a lot of savings. As of today, we're still doing great with Social Security. Without it, I don't know what we'd do.
Well, I support Bruce Braley because I think he has very good grasp of the issues that impact me as a retired person. And I do believe Bruce has the values that Iowans have. He lives them. I really think he lives those values.
When you think about it, the whole concept of retirement security is based on a promise. And that promise is that if you work hard and you invest your hard-earned money in programs like Medicare and Social Security, they're going to be there for you when you need them.
All you have to do is be in and around retired communities, and people over 65 especially are relying on Social Security, and I don't know what all these people would do without it.
Our Iowa values, Bruce exemplifies them. I mean, I think if anything, he knows Iowa, and Bruce has grown up with that, and it's in his blood practically.
It's important for you to know that I am going to honor the promise of Social Security and Medicare by doing everything I can to strengthen them and make sure they're there for future generations. And that's important in this race because my opponent has a very different view.
I don't like the idea of privatization. It is subject to the whims of Wall Street. And you get some kind of a crunch like we had a few years ago, then Social Security would be in deep trouble.
If Social Security was tied to the whims of Wall Street in 2008, I would have been a disaster.
Bruce is listening to the people, and he's listening to the people of Iowa, and he has Iowa values in his heart.